What's up, guys? Welcome back. So, Ghost of Tsushima has some DLC coming out, plus an update on the PlayStation 5. So, for everyone who has never played Ghost of Tsushima, I'm going to be starting a walkthrough on New Game Plus since I've already completed the base game. That way I can have everything unlocked, make some extra content along the side of our walkthrough, basically how to do certain builds. But what we're going to be doing is doing a walkthrough, and then I'll make sub videos for builds and specializations and different styles of gameplay. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and play through the New Game Plus just because I want to be able to go right into the DLC the moment it is dropped. These videos will start dropping, I think, on Friday, either Friday or Saturday. The DLC gets released on Friday, so hopefully I can get them all started then, and we'll complete the walkthrough, and we'll complete the DLC, and I'll put out a bunch of content in regards to different ways to play. But highly recommend Ghost of Tsushima. Let's get right into it. So New Game Plus, obviously, you get all the equipment that you already unlocked and all the abilities, and it makes the game just a little bit more difficult. We're going to be playing on lethal mode, and so that's the hardest difficulty. It makes it as realistic as I guess a game could possibly be. You take an incredible amount of damage, but enemies also take a lot of damage too, so it's a really good balance. So make sure we do that. And we should be, let's see, headphones, 3D audio, yes. Lethal plus. So death is always close at hand. A single sword strike is lethal. And Japanese dialogue. We're just going to go with the English. And Scora. Okay, yeah, so it's going to skip the intro, which is cool. We're going to go with Kage. Alright, so super fun game. It's going to skip the intro area. It's going to start off with Jin riding his horse as he escapes from the Mongols, basically on a mission to free his uncle, Lord Shimura, from captivity with the Mongols. By far one of the most beautiful games ever released for any system. Can't wait to see what the PlayStation 5 upgrade brings. We'll be picking that up the moment it comes out on Friday. The way he leans off the horse to run his hands through the grass. Such an amazing game. Alright, there's something already to pick up. So we're going to make sure we try to pick up everything so we can unlock every item that we can. New Game Plus should allow us to 100% the game. Alright, so for those who don't know, Ghost of Tsushima has a very interesting mini-map experience. The wind blowing is the way you find your nearest objective. So by using the wind, you push up on the pad, and it will push you in a direction that you need to go. Alright, so already, let's see on the map where we're supposed to go. So it looks like we have to go to this island. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll be changing out the armor here soon. For anyone interested in my style of play, I like to play as the Ghost. I'm not a huge fan of the samurai gameplay. I mean, it's amazing gameplay, don't get me wrong, but I like to embrace the Ghost side of Jin. So most of my clearing in the walkthrough will be done as the Ghost. I'll be hard saving before I go into a new area, and what that's going to allow us to do is to clear it during the walkthrough, and then later on I'll reload and show how to clear it in different ways. Alright, so I think this is how the New Game Plus experience starts, because this isn't a mission in the regular game.
Who are you?
Okay, so this is going to be where we can spend our attire points. So archery, master's attire, deadly rivals. That's nice. Bunch of different outfits. or colorizations for outfits. This game has amazing. I really like the Kensi armor. Let's see what they got for the Ghost. Not a huge fan because it's not very stealthy. Broken armor obviously doesn't have anything. So I have one armor set that I haven't unlocked. And basically by picking up the flowers throughout the game, yeah, I really like the Kensi armor. By picking up the flowers throughout the game, you can unlock different items to wear. For some reason, in the Dance of Death, the eye moves slower than the blade. So, okay. Dark Betrayer's hat. Alright, so for a little bit of background, we don't need to buy anything right now. It's just, they got some cool new masks out. I like that. So the story of the game basically starts off with the Mongol invasion of Japan. And during that Mongol invasion, Jin and the other samurai basically attempt to stop it, and they get stomped by the Mongols. During that, almost all the samurai die, and Jin is one of the only survivors, along with his uncle, who gets captured. His uncle is the leader. So we'll go ahead and do a... This is one of the optional things that you can do. It's making a haiku. So calm waters, calm wind, a golden temple, and a world's reflection. So you're basically going to pick 3 lines of a haiku based on the environment you're in, and it'll make you a headband that you can wear with that haiku in it. Darkness fades in brilliant light. Submerge deep in nature's shade. I like that. Sturdy, dewy stand. Ever unbending. We rise together. There we go. Alright, yeah, so Jin escapes, barely.
Submerged deep in nature's shade. We rise together.
Alright, he'll read out the haiku that you made. He'll put his sword away. And you'll get a headband for doing that. Let's go ahead and get our gear on. So for most of the game, I'll explain the gearing system as we get more items to follow along with it, but basically you can put gems or charms into your gear and they'll increase different attributes of that gear. Some gear is better for stealth gameplay, some gear is better for archery, and so on and so forth. Alright, so we're at the Ariake Prefecture. We're going to head to the Warrior's Code mission, which is going to be back this way. So yeah, Jin's uncle gets captured. The Mongol leader is attempting to have Jin's uncle basically surrender the island of Tsushima to the Mongols. And his uncle obviously does not want that to be a thing. Are these good guys? Alright, so let's go ahead and do a standoff. It's been a while since I played, so I'm a little bit rusty. But some bandits. So you can open up pretty much any fight with this. Generally, there will be more enemies than a standoff can deal with. You're going to want to just time your button presses to match up with when they're diving in. And you can see that the gameplay with the lethal mode makes it so that dealing with enemies is pretty simple as long as you don't get hit. So go ahead and sheath our blade. I mean, look at the graphics. I can't imagine a game looking any better than this. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and call our horse. So yeah, the goal now is to break Lord Shimura out of Castle Canada. And we're going to do that by... We're going to need some help from Jin's friends. So the next part of the game is basically rounding up all of Jin's friends, doing a couple quests for them to kind of enable them to help out. And then after that, Jin and the crew will take on Castle Canada. Alright, so here the Mongols have taken over this little area. Kind of see them here. Gonna see if we can sneak in. And so you can start off with a standoff and just take out a large group of these enemies at once. Or you can attempt to do what I'm doing now, go through and just stealth as many as you can. So go ahead and chain assassinate. We can do up to 3 as the ghost. You won't be able to start off the game with that ability. You're going to have to unlock the chain assassinate, but because we're on New Game Plus, I already have that unlocked. Alright. There's a couple guys up here. They see us relatively easily. So, gonna sneak on through. There's a bunch of different items you can use. I mean, let's see. Try to get the controls back together. I don't have any of my items. Do I have it? Nope, so I don't have any additional items right now. You can use things like wind chimes and smoke bombs and all that good stuff. Just picked up a heavy arrow. Let's get inside.
Thank you.
So, let's see. See when he goes. Now the AI in this game isn't great. I will say that they are not as dumb as some other games I've played. However, they are definitely not the highest quality AI, but killing them all is a whole lot of fun. The combat, although the AI isn't the greatest, the combat in the game is extremely challenging. Alright, so we're going to see if we can sneak up on these two. Probably do an air assassination. There's no lock-on system in Ghost of Tsushima, so it's very difficult to know who you're facing at all times. It kind of has like an auto lock-on. Now I believe, now that we killed these guys, there's going to be a couple more that show up. And we're going to try to avoid them. Let's crawl under. Get the items. Always check underneath the houses when you get a chance. Now, after you cleared out a large amount of the enemies in an encampment, it will give you the option to just challenge the remainder. Because if you're struggling to find, where a couple of them went, you can just gather them all up and do a standoff with them. But what we're going to attempt to do here is sneak on through. Now, some gear in the game will allow you to do a standoff where you'll be able to chain up to, I believe, 5 enemies. Let's see if we can get up on this roof. No. Oh, wait. There we go. So we use the grappling hook. I'm going to see if I can wind chime these guys over. Which is... Let's see if I can get them to here. So the wind chime, this is their leader, so even if we just get him, we're going to go ahead and do the slaughter. Normally you can't assassinate these enemies, but once you unlock certain abilities, it allows you to go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to show you something with the combat. We're going to be switching to the wind stance. Oh, never mind, this guy got scared. Go ahead and just punish him, and he'll run away. Alright, so this area is clear. Get some oil. So you can light your weapon on fire, you can do all kinds of cool stuff as part of the samurai build. You can light your weapon on fire, that'll terrify enemies. The more enemies you kill, the more likely their buddies are to get scared and run away or fall on the floor, allow you to just pretty much murder them. But the gameplay in this game is super smooth, really rewarding. You can do perfect parries, which open up one-hit kills. You can do perfect dodges, which allow backstabs, all kinds of stuff. So we'll get into all that. Just clearing this area, making sure I didn't miss anything. Picking up all the iron and all that stuff. That way, if we ever can upgrade in the DLC, we have plenty of items to do so with. And you can see the Mongols just came through here and pretty much killed everyone. So we're just returning the favor. During the course of the game, Jin will progressively get more and more in tune with the ghost side of his personality. The character we're going to meet pretty soon is going to be trying to convince him that the way the samurai were trying to fight the Mongols is just counterproductive for the Mongols. So Jin trying to remain an honorable samurai pretty much the whole time, is fighting the Mongols in a way where, we think that it's going to steal his horse. We'll be able to get our horse back later on, but it doesn't really matter which one you grab. Every time you call your horse, it'll be yours. But Jin, in the beginning, is trying to fight the Mongols as a samurai. You'll see that in the opener. Even when you go to rescue Lord Shimura, you'll basically have to deal with the fact that there's like 100 Mongols, and it's just you, and just challenging the Mongols to an open fight probably isn't the best idea. And you get bailed out by the lady that we're meeting. She finds you and heals you, and she's going to be progressively more and more important to Jin as the story goes.
You handled that well.
I should have heard him coming. Let myself get distracted. These people saw Mongols marching prisoners upriver. They had a blacksmith with them.
Your brother?
Sounds like it. They were taking him to a camp near the Kaneda Inlet.
I know the place.
Alright, so this is going to open up the first mission of the Warrior's Code. This is going to be
Did you find any
the quest line for Yuna.
Not yet, but I'm still searching.
I'm sure you'll find someone.
And this is where you unlock the ability to assassinate enemies. Obviously, we already have the ability, but this is going to be, up until this point,
After we save him,
you're only going to be fighting people as a
I might
samurai.
see him soon.
He's lucky to have you.
You might disagree.
That's what siblings are for.
What about you? Any brothers or sisters?
Lord Shimura is my only family.
What will you do when he's free?
Take a breath. Because then I'll know there's hope for our island.
You feel that strongly?
I've watched him win victory against impossible odds. And after your brother is free, what then?
Honestly, I haven't had time to think about it.
So, being that this game is an open world RPG, and obviously I've done quite a bit of the content already because this is my new Game Plus run, any, farming for upgrades or anything like that I gotta do, I'll do a vast majority of that off camera, and I'll try to keep this to the main story missions. We'll do some side content that I know is good as far as clearing out forts and stuff, but for the majority of it, it'll just be the main missions.
You're right.
And then the side content will get put into different episodes.
Like you master a horse or a blade.
That's a hard way to live.
It's not supposed to be easy.
It's well worth listening to the dialogue because one of the greatest strengths of this game is the character development throughout the course of the game, especially with Jin and Yuna and a couple of other main characters in the game. I try not to spoil anything, but most people have probably played this game since it's one of the best games to be ever released. So we're going to keep running up the stairs. Well, the pathway. We're basically trying to get a vantage point over the little encampment over there. And we are looking to rescue Yuna's brother, who is a blacksmith that she says can help us out. So, again, if you ever get lost in direction, you just hit up on the pad, and it'll show you the wind into the direction that your objective is in. And you just follow that. I hope more games start implementing systems like this, because it's really nice to not have to utilize the HUD as much. I don't want too much information on my HUD. Alright, so here we go. Gonna go down here. These episodes might run just a tad bit longer just because the game is so story heavy. So I like to keep my walkthrough videos around 20 minutes, but 20 to 30 minutes seems like a good average, or else I would be pausing every 5 seconds.
There has to be a way in. Let's look.
We need to reach Taka without putting him in danger.
We'll find a safe approach. Defenses in back are formidable. You could scale the rocks on that side.
If they're loose, they might give way. Alert the guards.
Alright, so we're going through the scouting procedures for clearing out some of these main objectives.
Could be a way in.
You can take any of these ways, but there is a best
Through a
way.
gap in the front wall. Slip inside.
And cut down the Mongols where they stand.
If something goes wrong, they'll kill the prisoners. I've seen them do it. We have to go in quietly.
Like thieves.
What's wrong with that?
Before the samurai, this island was ruled by criminals. We changed that by creating order and delivering justice in the open. We live by a code of honor. And sometimes we die by it.
As you can see, Jin is kind of hung up on the whole honor thing.
Give us a safer home.
I want the same thing. But we have to fight back.
I promised my uncle I'd never break our code.
Then bend it. To save my family. And what's left of yours.
Let's get a closer look. See what we're up against.
We should wait until it gets darker.
Alright, so this seems like a good pause point for our first episode. So like I said, I'm super excited about this. This is one of my favorite games of all time. Probably right behind Dark Souls and God of War. I mean, it's kind of a tie between those three. There's so much content to do in this game. There's so much cool stuff in this game that you'll really never get tired of it. So the next episode, we'll be clearing out this outpost here. We'll be looking to find Yuna's brother, and we'll keep progressing the main story as we go. So really looking forward to bringing you guys the walkthrough and then a bunch of different guides on how to do stuff. Like if in the DLC there's a rough area to clear, I'll definitely show how to clear that area using stealth or samurai or the tools that they give you. And if there's any really good areas like there are in the main game that offer some great gameplay experiences outside of a walkthrough, I'll definitely be chopping those up into an episode. So be on the lookout for more, and I'll keep them coming at you. Thanks for joining. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing, and I'll see you on the next episode.